So this is a quick overview of how I would go about doing importing and digitizing my stuff in AutoCAD. The first thing I get rid of is this little grid. I can't stand these grids, so I'm going to just turn the display grid off right here, like so. The next thing you gotta realize is you can't ever draw in the 0 layer. So I'm going to come into layer properties, and I'm going to make a new layer called image. I'm going to make that the default layer. And now with that image in here, now I can bring in my drawing. I've downloaded the PDF to a folder called junk. So I'm just going to type the word image, and then I'm going to say attach PDF. And here's my PDF plan. Now, in terms, if you knew the scale of the PDF plan, you can type it in here. You're not quite sure what the scale is, I keep it 1, and I don't specify, I just insert it at 0, 0, 0. I say okay, because it's all relative. I don't really care about spatial coordinates at this point. And here's my drawing inside of AutoCAD. Now that I have it in here, I gotta get to the right scale. That's my goal. So there should be something on here that tells me a scale. Something physically I can measure that will tell me a distance or something. Right, so I want a large distance, as large as I can find. So right here is 50 feet, but I'm looking at the plans for the largest distance I can find that they have dimensioned here.
You got real lucky with this file because it will actually snap to the line.
Right, it will snap to the line on this one. So I guess I'm not finding any really large dimension. Right here. There's this one right here that we can check. So right here we see a 50, right? So we know from here to here is 50 feet approximately, from this spot to that spot. So I'm going to say distance, right? Distance from here over to right here. And my distance tells me right now I'm at 2.5152. So what I want my scale to be, my scale is going to be equal to what I want divided by what I have. So my scale that I factor this up at, I want 50, but what I have is 2.5125. So 5 point, whoops. This is why I always come to AutoCAD. I say F2. I just highlight this, Control C, and I put this in right here, Control V. And so my scale that I need to scale this up to is 50 divided by 2.5152. If I wanted to, I could come over here and now look at this and say scale, right? And pick it. And my base point is going to be right here. And my scale reference is going to be 50 divided by, paste, enter, enter. And it should have scaled it up, but it didn't. So scale, select objects. My base point is right here. And I'm going to scale up by 19.87913486. Zoom, extent. And so now if I look right here, this distance, if I do a distance from here over to here, should be 50 feet, 49.992. So I'm very close on that, but like I said, we want to compare. So let's check this distance. So I'm going to say distance from here over to right here, right? That tells me I'm at 75.44. Does that add up to 75.44? So we got 28.3 plus 24 plus 18 plus 5.6, which gives me 75.9. And my scale said 75.4. So I'm off a little, but that also could be where I snapped to in here, because it could have been to the wrong curb height. But I'm fairly close in that one. Let's see if we can find something else.
15 feet on the back.
Where was it?
If the proposed asphalt roads, the access.
Right.
is-
Yep, so let's see if this is 20. Well, 20 is going to be hard. Let's see if this is 16. So distance from here to here, 15.89 should be 16. So let's try this one. Distance from here to here should be 20. It's 19.86. What does tell me I'm slightly off on my scale. So I got to do another scale. So I want, if I come to here, I take this, and I open up a calculator.
There's a different way you can do it. You can draw lines on your 2 points of references instead of,
Right. You can do it that way too. I'm trying to show the what it actually is doing. That's the shortcut. Definitely it saves you time. So we want, what do we say we want? We want 20. We want 20. And we're going to divide that by 19.8688, which gives me that scale factor, right? Oh, really? Copy. Let's see if it copied it. There we go. So I want to come in here. I'm going to scale this again. Scale. Select this object. Scale from here. And my scale factor is going to be that value. And now if I check my scale bar right here, is this 40? So my distance from here to here is 40.02. So depending on how accurate your company needs you to be, this gets you into that correct scale. Now, the one thing I will say about this, as we preface this, is that in today's society, it's not as big deal as it used to be. And it used to be when you got your PDFs, they were scanned in. So your horizontal and your vertical sometimes stretched because of the fax machine that these things were, or the scanner that these things were scanned in. A lot of these are electronically produced now. That's why we're able to snap to them. So horizontal and vertical typically stay the same. But now that you have this in here, you have the ability to come up here, add a layer, and it's called digitizing, right? Digitize. And now you can come in here, change the color to red, and now you can start digitizing your area to figure out what you want for your pavement. And then to get your aggregate, you'll just offset that 2 feet to each side, or 1 foot to each side is what they wanted. So you offset that to 1 foot to each side, and you'll have your area of aggregate with some cleanup. Morgan, does that make sense? So I want